All right, today we're going to multiply and divide mixed numbers or mixed fractions. Make sure you put your name on the top of your notes. Okay, first, multiplying mixed numbers, we just need to change them into improper fractions. It's not like adding and subtracting. You cannot multiply the whole numbers and then multiply the fractions. That will not work. Do not try that. You cannot do that with multiplication or division. We need to change them to improper fractions. Okay, so to do this, remember how we changed 2 1/4. We multiply and then we add. So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. And 6/7 is already a fraction. Okay, and then remember our next step, we have to simplify early. We don't have to, but it makes life easier, so we're going to go ahead and reduce early. We're going to look at the 9 and the 7. We cannot reduce those. The 6 and the 4 we can. We can divide both of those by 2. So now we can just multiply across. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 times 7 is 14. So I have my answer as 27 over 14. I can't leave my answer in that form. I have to switch it back, so I have to see how many 14s fit into 27. It fits in one time with a remainder of 13. So my answer is 1 and 13/14. Okay, question 2. 3 1/2 times 2 1/7. Okay, so we have to change it to an improper fraction. Multiply and add. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7/2. Times 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15 over 7. Okay, let's go ahead and reduce early. The 7s can be reduced. We can divide them both by 7. 2 and 15 cannot. So my answer is 15 over 2. So I'm going to see how many 2's fit into 15. 2 goes into 15 7 times with a remainder of 1. So my answer is 7 1/2. All right, let's do one more example like this. 3 7ths times 1 and 13/15. So 15 plus 13 is 28/15. And then we have 3 7ths. I don't know why that changed colors. Let's simplify early. 3 and 15, we can divide them both by 3. And 7 and 28, we can divide them both by 7. So my answer then becomes 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 5 is 5, 4/5. Okay, before we move on, we always want to ask and make sure our answers make sense. So a good way to do that is to estimate. Back to the first problem. 2 times 1, that's about 2, that's about 1. 2 times 1 is 2. My answer was about that. This is close to 3, this is close to 2. 3 times 2 is 6. My answer is about that again. 1 and 3/7 is close to 1. 1 and 13/15 is close to 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Ooh, that answer does not look as good. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Oh, here's where I made the mistake. I didn't see this 1 out in front. It's a good thing I caught that. Good thing we did that. Now I got to back up and do this problem again. It was 1 and 3/7. So 1 and 3/7 would really give me 7 times plus 3 is 10/7. You might have caught that. I'm sure in class you would have raised your hand and shown me. Okay, 10 and 15, we can divide both those by 5. 7 and 28, we can divide both those by 7. So as an answer, I have 8 over 3. Then we got to see how many 3's fit into 8. 2. with the remainder 2. So my answer is 2 2/3. Let's see if that makes more sense. Yeah, I said 2 times 1 is 2. That makes more sense. Okay, let's go down to division. Okay, when we divide mixed numbers or divide mixed fractions, we just change them to improper fractions. And remember, we can't reduce until we keep change flip. Okay, 1 2/3 becomes 3 plus 2 5/3 divided by 4/5. Do not reduce yet. We have to keep it, change it, flip it. Now we can try to reduce. There is nothing to reduce. So it becomes 25 over 12. 12 fits into 25 2 times with a remainder of 1. So my answer is 2 1/12. Okay, checking to make sure it makes sense. This is close to 2. This is close to 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. That's pretty close. All right, the next one. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 1 is 33/8. Divided by 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. Then keep it. Change it. Flip it. If you hear that alarm, you can see why my 8 looks like that. Okay, now we want to simplify. 8 and 4, we can divide both of those by 4. 9 and 33, we know this is divisible by 3, so it becomes 11 and 3. So my answer is 11/6. The school has some renovation going on. Excuse that noise. 6 goes into 11 one time with a remainder of 5, so my answer is 1 5/6. Going back to the original problem to check to make sure that makes sense. This is close to 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. My answer is very close to 2. All right, that's how we multiply and divide mixed numbers.